So for the first slide, you can see here the GDP of the Philippine economy. And you can see that we ended at the bottom end of the forecast, negative 9.5%, as fourth quarter GDP delivered an 8.3 contraction. So this is slightly better than the 11.4 contraction in 3Q. But of course, there were yung holiday spending na inaasahan natin for fourth quarter didn't really push further because of course there's still mobility restrictions from the government and a lot of demographics or people, especially the kids, aren't allowed to go out and some senior citizens, so spending didn't really catch up. But again, on the demand side of the Philippine economy, you can see that, or the supply side rather, all counters were down, services, agriculture, and industry. But on the demand side, the only positive figure there is the government spending, pero sobrang konti lang. And to give you a clearer picture on the right side of the chart, is total output of the Philippine economy is 17.5 trillion in 2020 or last year. So this set us back 2 years ago, or around 16 to 18 trillion between 2017 to 2018. So we lost basically 2 trillion in output. So if you want to picture this out, yung budget natin or the national budget last year was 4.1 trillion. So we lost half of it due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Taal volcano eruption, as well as the impact of continuous typhoons nung fourth quarter. And if you want to be a bit more imaginative, think about the PhilHealth funds. We know, most of us know how much is it, 15 billion, but the question is where it went. So yun yung di natin alam. So that 15 billion, multiply it by 133 times. So yun yung impact ng COVID-19 and other calamities sa Philippine economy natin. But forecast for this year is that the Philippine economy could recover 6.5 to 7.5%, and this translates to 18.7 trillion pesos in output. Again, this is still below the pre-pandemic level, and the consensus is that recovery would take at least 2 years. So moving to 2022, output could hit 20.2 trillion. Now we can say that it is quite a little bit above the pre-pandemic output of 19.5 trillion in 2019. So for the next slide, you can see the forecasts here of global credit watchers. So yung big three dyan is S&P, Fitch, and Moody's. And if you can see, they give the widest range of growth for this year, with Moody's the most pessimistic or least optimistic at 5%, while S&P gave a 9.6 recovery for this year. On the other hand, yung multilateral lenders natin, yung IMF, ADB, and World Bank, while they did not give the most optimistic view, they give a narrower range from 5.9% to 6.6%. While, of course, this is well within the government forecast of 6.5%. And again, this is mostly hinged on the reopening of the economy and the availability of vaccines.